Sup, Clockwork. I'm just starting to stream. It's a very short one. I'm just working on the tier list. I need to switch over the screen real quick. I just need to get everything in order. Here we go. And let me swap over. Sorry, it's just taking a bit. Just don't want any work stuff to show here. And boom. Yep. Okay, it's just updating the spreadsheet here. Okay, Arachne, any questions, just ask, and then I'll talk about the tier list update as I'll go over each unit and record it. But first off, while the stream is just starting, I'm gonna update this shit. Let me grab my video. Share. Go back. Chip. Current wheel. Unless you're fucking. Grab this. Subternal web. I don't like this wheel's not that really good. I wouldn't even grab it on her. I didn't even pull for the wheel, I'm gonna be honest. This wheel is pretty bad. Wheel is pretty bad and niche to the one specific unit as of the time of this writing, due to being the only shield pursuit unit. They're changing up the banner release, so I'm gonna remove that. Future rerun banners. And it's Tulu. Sorel. And G-Doll, which is S tier. So let me grab their images. Sorel. And G-Doll. H pretty bad. However, it is a must pull for a G Murphy team. This unit is used as a C baseline. One of the best support units in the game. Check out the relevant videos. I'll add the links later. Let me add the fucking wheels one by one first. So it's Tulu wheel, it's a rail wheel, which is pretty niche. Tulu wheel is the best one out of all of them. I'll say it's like A tier. It's not hand size, unfortunately. If it was hand size, it would be S tier, but Tulu. Where the fuck is Sorrel? Here we go. By Rose alone. By Rose alone. Sorrel. And lastly, G-Doll. Again, if it's not a hand-sized wheel, it can't be S tier. It has to be like extremely good to be an S tier wheel. Extremely good, because a hand-sized wheel are just that good. So I would say Sorrel's wheel it's a crit rate wheel, but the effects have been fucking power crept. It's one of the first wheels, and the effect has been very, very power crept. Best wheels in the game. It would be S tier if it was hand size. Universally loved. And this wheel is fucking Sorrel. So power crept DPS wheel are better wheels nowadays. Tied with Tulu wheel for the best Alienist related wheel. Okay. I will update this real quick. Where's the triple rerun video? Right here. Share. And let's go to tier list. How are 16 of you watching right now? To mid. Yeah. So I'm going to start recording this. For that, I need to add the images. So, actually I don't. I have the Arachne image now. Oh my gosh. Past Slayers. Thank you, Past Slayers. Actually, I'll be nice since it's more equal. Okay, where's Arachne on my thing? I'll just add Arachne's images. Past Flares, sorry, your efforts were in vain. I'm gonna do this anyway. It's only one unit. So okay, let me get into character. I need to take a deep breath and get ready. Think of what I'm going to say. Whew. Okay. Greetings. This is the tier list update. All my videos are live streamed. If you're not fucking an idiot. Nowadays, and people are wondering the cap comparison and the whale comparison, this is the plus 12 tier list update. Now my testing, you know why there was a difference? I stated in the video, because all of you fucking bad faith actors don't watch my videos because you're fucking dumbasses or you're a fucking retard. So I did the stream testing the units before the plus 12 buffs, like Calf and Caster, and I did one after. So that's why it was 2 Calf videos. That's why it's 2 Jenkins and Caster. Because in those teams, you need to rouse them, motherfuckers. You need to rouse them, motherfuckers, get their damage. Because you know what the Caster buff is? Tied to his rouse from 300 to 500. You know what the Jenkins buff is? It buffs the crit damage. Any numerical awakers I tested before the buff. And I kept the same team post-buff to see if any changes happens so it can be nearly the same test environment. You can go check the streams. Right here. Now, without further ado, let's go on to the tier list video. Now, my tier list, as you know, is split into 3 sections if you actually pay attention to the tier list. There's a general tier list, there's a whale tier list relative, and an E3 tier list. Okay? The general, all 3 tier lists are based in relation to other units on the tier list. That means even if nothing changed about a unit, if a better unit comes out, that unit will drop in tier. Horla was S tier. Nothing changed about her. G Murphy came out. G Murphy is clearly better than Horla. That's why Arachne would be in B tier on my tier list today. Why is that the case, Flares? Horla is more general use. General tier list refers to use in all stages of the game. Ease of use. That's why some of units get a big buff on the whale tier list. Or a big nerf. Because it's relative to one another. So, without further ado, Arachne. Arachne is a very good support. She's going into S tier on the whale tier list, the plus 12 tier list I'm making. She is probably the most broken ultra support. And since she's going into the S tier list, I have a rule to not overcrowd. So I'm not having 10 trillion units in S tier, you motherfuckers. I am only going to have 5 units in S tier forever. Forever. It's going to be 5. And I tested all this. My editor's going to make a plus 12 video, 4 plus 12 videos, and put them on later. But I already streamed it. If you want to watch the 3 or 5 hours I did, going over every plus 12 unit on stream, go and watch that if you want the info now. If you want to wait until the 4 videos that are edited comes out, wait for my editor to be done. So, who is dropping from the S tier whale tier list because of Arachne? Hamel. I tested Hamel. His buff is nice, but it is not nice as the other units on this tier list because the stun from Aegis is still too strong. So Hamel is going down a tier. So that is the first step. Hamel is going down a tier. Hamel is on the general tier list, S tier, because he can be used at E0. He can be used at E0 just fine on the general tier list. You cannot debate that. He's probably one of the best supports, if not the best support at E0 in the game. He's probably one of the best units at E0 in the game. It's highly recommended for every new player to pull him. The reason why I do this is because if I rate units on an E3 scale and put it up here, new players are going to say, oh, units like fucking Lotan, units like all that are garbage. They're not. This is what new players have to look at. Ogier is good. Ogier is very good. I rate him a lot higher in other lists. See it? Plus 12. I rate him higher. I think, yeah. On the E3 tier list, I also rate him higher. on each tier, I also rate them higher. When you're starting out as a new player, Ogier is time gated. All the support units or welfare units are time gated, and I rate them as such here, based on what new players or what the general use case is. That's why some units are a bit high in this and some units are low. Like, I don't recommend Monchet or Pollux, rather than invest in teams that can provide more utility, more support. And that's the same with Arachne here. Horla is clearly better at E0 and for most team building comps without restricting Ultra Turn. Now, if this was 1 year ago and none of these units were released, Arachne was sit comfortably on A or S tier on the tier list. So this video is gonna be slightly long and unedited. So let me go over Arachne. So Arachne is B tier. However, you know what that means? Another unit needs to be eliminated from B tier. The spot is filled for B tier now. So one of these motherfuckers is gonna get beaten up and sent down to C tier. One of these victims is gonna be sent into the abyss. So who is going into the abyss, you might wonder. So the top candidates to get fucking banished from B tier is between Nautilus or Salvador. Goliath, unfortunately, is close. Goliath is probably next. Goliath is third. The reason why Goliath is still strong, because his number scaling is quite good and his health scaling is very good for new players, and new players are recommended pool blue anyway. So he's gonna stay for now. It's gonna be between Not and fucking Salvador. Now, Not is a very good ALMS battery early on in the game and a very good shielder on the early stages of the game for new players. It cannot be denied that Not is a very good unit. It cannot be denied that Salvador is a very good unit. But that's a limited unit. Limited unit versus standard unit. However, that does not matter. If I were to say which unit would a player use on their team, it's probably Nautilus is more general use. Salvador is going to be on his own carry team. That's the argument for both. So, in my decision, Not is going down 1 tier. Salvador stays for now. The next time a unit graces B tier, it's going to be between Salvador and Goliath. And if there is a better Goliath alternative for strength gain and buffing, Goliath will be sent down. If there's a better tank Carol unit, by the time the next time, fucking Salvador will be sent down to the abyss. Now, how I do this tier list, guess what? C tier is now crowded. That means, since Nautilus goes into C tier, it's gonna be a royal fucking rumble, guys. We're gonna have to eliminate. This is how I do my waifu tier list streams as well. This is how I do the waifu tier list streams. So, who is next from C tier? Who is getting sent down? Not Tulu, not Faint, not Erica, not Karen. So, those units are safe. Cassia has been pretty disappointing the past couple passes of buffer. Cassia was a former D tier unit that got promoted to C tier post buff. Solis, Revive, pretty niche, especially since they nerfed difficulty. Because if you're not going to use her Revive, she's very weak. And nowadays, story content is so easy, you probably won't die if you know how to play the game. So she's up for contention for most new players. So Lily, still good. So it's between Cassia and Solis, and between the two, it's obviously Cassia. I'm sorry, Cassia. Cassia has the saddest story in the game. She languished in D tier for over a year. She got buffed. I promoted her to C tier. Now she backs where she belongs, in D tier. And that concludes the general tier list update. Now, we're going to go to the whale tier list update. All the plus 12 units. Now, on stream, I tested every plus 12 units. Except for Nymph. I don't have a Nymph. Hellet, and one other Agrippa, because I don't have a plus 12 Hellet, Nymph, or Agrippa. So, I'm going to base on my estimations. I don't have the actual number values for them. So, regarding the plus 12 tier list, because some buffs are insane, some buffs are worthless. So, for A tier DPS, I'm going to make these images smaller, because when I was sizing them, they're fucking whatever. So I'm going to fit one more, because this is... A tier can have more than S tier. S tier can only have 5. That's my rule. S tier can have 5. Tiers below can have a bit more. So these are obviously A tier Monchette. Post buff, I would say that. So this is regarding the buffs that were achieved with the plus 12. So, Jenkins obviously got promoted. Her buff was insane. Check my before and after comparison when I did the test on stream before the patch and after the patch with Caster. Her buff is insane. I don't know what the developers were thinking. Now, other DPS wise, Uvash post buff is going down a tier. Down a tier. His buff was disappointing plus 12 wise. You can see on stream and you'll see why. Because Nymph buff, on paper, I need to go test it some more if anyone has a plus 12 Nymph, is quite good. Her plus 12 buff is quite good. She's going up to C tier. Remember, Sorel is our baseline unit. So Sorel will never move up or down until a lot of units are better than her. I'm using her as my baseline C tier. That doesn't mean she's bad. She's just who I rate units off of. Hellet, not... So Liz is a 40 strength. You can go on my testing. I can explain why her buff was pretty bad compared to Nymph. It's actually fucking garbage. Like, I don't know why they're doing these buffs. However, her buff wasn't as bad as Alva or Pandia. You can check out my stream if you want spoilers on the edited video that my editor is going to make on what their buffs are like. But fucking Liz does not belong in F tier anymore. Not because her buff was super good. It's because Pandia and Alva are so fucking trash that I feel bad lumping Liz in with them. Even if she did not get a buff, I would have moved Liz up because the Alva and Pandia buffs were so fucking disappointing. That I think of it as a nerf. You might as well nerf them. I don't play CCN anymore. I let my sponsorship lapse. So, I'm responding to people in chat right now. There's 34 people watching the stream. I'm going to update the chat on the side. Because I always got to do this. Because how this overlay works, every time I stream, I need to update the chat. So, let's go. So, Pandia and Alba, I'm just going to give thing. Alba was like 80 shield a turn and you have to rouse her. Fucking Pandy, you get like 3 to like 12 strength, permanent strength a turn. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing with the buff? Like, it was so disappointing. It was like one of the worst buffs ever. So, Pollux got 100% damage buff, which is double damage if he plays Sacred Heart first. However, he only plays Sacred Heart, and it kind of forces you to play that way. Every other one of these units also got buffed. So I'm going to say what happens with the buff and my estimation about what units. So all of these A tier units are max. So in order to one of these units to go up, one of these units need to go down or up. So let's go over all the current S tier whale units. See, any of them needs to be moved. Nope. Tawil buff, her buff is pretty good. Jellet got buffed, her buff was also really good. Didn't need it. Calf and Caster and 24. These 3 units got the biggest buffs per my testing. So all 5 of these units got the biggest buffs out of the plus 12s from my stream testing. Out of all of the limited units, even Monchette, Pollux, Caster, Doricine, these 5 units that are already in S tier got the best buffs. You can just check the stream to see the data. Got the best buffs besides Jenkins. However, Jenkins was B tier, go to A tier. If Jenkins was A tier level, then I'll consider like competing her with S tier. Like Jenkins buff is probably tied with Caucus as being the biggest buffs in the game out of the plus 12 buffs. So none of these S tier DPS units are changing because they all got buffs. If none of them got buffs and only the tiers below them got buffed, who would be an S tier? So I can say how strong the buffs were. So in a world to Will, Jellet, Calf, 24, Caster did not get a buff, and everyone below got a buff, I would actually consider putting fucking a Whale Pollux into S tier. If none of these units got a buff, he goes up there because this buff was stronger than the Manchette buff. And I detailed why. However, it's pretty limited. However, he is going up one tier on the Whale tier list. You know who's going down a tier on the Whale tier list? It's between Sangha, Daffodil, or Rita. Now, it's going to be Arita. He's going down one tier. Pollux is going up a tier. And right here is now B tier. Now, compared to these units, is Arita as strong as Dorazine post-patch or Lotan? No. So, she's going to get double demoted. Double demoted to C tier. Because it's also relative. It's not fair to her to hang out with these two when there's still room in C tier for DPS. There's still room for her down there, guys. Make her nice and comfy. So, Daffodil buff, useless. Going down one tier. Daffodil buff, fucking garbage. Daffodil buff is fucking garbage. Don't know what they're thinking. I was debating before I tested it, demoting Corpo, but the Corpo plus 12 buff is actually good. Check out my streams for the values, or just wait for the video. So the Corpo is staying in A tier. She's actually pretty good. The Sangha buff was bad. Was very bad. Very bad, pretty disappointing. So she's going down. Move aside. So Dorazine. Dorazine buff was good. It does not fix one key weakness that he has. And it would be fucking disrespectful. Disrespectful for the 4 Vanguards of A tier if I were to bump up Dorazine. It would be disrespectful to see Dorazine in the same tier as the A tier. If I was an idiot, I would put him up. But no. Its core issue is still pretty bad in pretty niche cases. So he's staying there for now. He's staying there for now with all the other B tier units. Above average. It's above average plus 12. So let's go over to the support section. So, Goliath. I am confident enough that post-buff, he is actually a viable DPS. Go to my testing. I was quite surprised how strong the buff was. I was quite surprised how strong the Goliath buff was. You're not a meme DPS now. You're not only a support anymore, Goliath. You can actually fulfill your role as a DPS. His buff puts her in B tier, wailed out with Dorazine on Sangha. It is actually really, really strong. It is actually really strong because I compared his burst turn to my burst turn pre-Annie, which is after his Lemurian buff. It was an increase of 500,000 damage from 281. 281,000 damage to 800,000 damage for his full 6-blade burst turn Exalt. So you can look at the stream to see the comparison and how I did the testing. It is actually really good. I am surprised as any of you. So, who else can be considered a viable DPS G Murphy, obviously, but she already has a place on the support S tier. And so I'm not going to change that. Thighs buff is insane. It's probably the best support buff. I don't know how they're doing the balancing for this. Why they even give that strong buff to Thighs when all the other support... Again, I don't want to ramble on too much, even though I want to, because all of it's going to be revealed in the plus 12 individual roam video. So I'm just going to give a brief overview of each unit and the changes. G-Doll, her buff does not change her to move the needle. It's actually not that strong per turn, rather than the finale buff. It's actually not that good. Like, you think it's on paper good because she's already strong to begin with. It bumps her from S tier to S tier. Same with Thighs. Thighs has like the biggest buff besides G Murphy out of these units. Arachne, there's a reason she got promoted there. So let's go next. All the plus 12 units. Fucking Caster could go in here, but you can play him as a carry. So I'm not going to double dip here. I only double dip on Goliath because I feel he fucking was abused so long, even I trashed him. Everyone trashed Goliath as a DPS. He's going to get, for now, an honorary double mention because, again, there's not that many DPS in the game. So I'm going to keep it the same here. Caucus got an insane buff. However, 5 units. I wouldn't say he's better than an Aegis stun. Maybe it is. Let me think about the buffs. Maybe I move Aegis down to make room for some of the other plus 12 supports. So, let's see. Salvador buff, it doesn't really matter because he's already good as a stall. She didn't get a buff, but it's a standard welfare unit. Hamel buff, pretty disappointing, but again, pretty good unit overall. So Pikmin buff, retaining his thing for 2 turns, actually make him really good because you can hold like 6 or 9 relics on a burst turn because of his buff. His buff is very good. It actually synergizes very well as a support. So he's moving up a tier. And one of these units are moving down. Hamel is pretty universal. Miriam buff is also really good because these 3 units you're always going to rouse. These 3 units you're always going to rouse without question. The Murphy buff, however, while good, the 2 alienness, the double vortex, and I praised it in the video as well. It is still weaker than the Pikmin buff. So she's going down. And obviously it's weaker than the Caucus buff. So Pikmin, you're back on A tier. Congratulations. Now, Salvador. Salvador is a very good plus 12 unit. Better than Riker, even though his buff was really strong. However, his buff, doing double relics and the dice, even though I memed on it before, it's actually really good. I'm considering him buffing him up to A tier whale. And in fact, I'm going to do it. Ramona, you're going down. Riker, you're going up, A tier whale, especially since he's one of the best units to use in the train mode. Especially since he's one of the best units to use in the train mode, which is another game mode. And everyone's using plus 12 Riker nowadays if you're doing train. So he's going up. So Karen doesn't go up. All these units, I'm confident to stay in A tier post buff. So, Wanda, her buff is fucking dog shit. However, she still is an F tier. Not moving. Not moving at all. Theros, her buff is fucking dog shit. She's going down a tier. She's going down a tier. And Faint, even though I praised her before, the actual value of her strength down at level 90 buff, it's only 29 permanent strength loss. So it's not that big of a buff. It does not move the needle for her in any direction one way or another, plus 12. Same with Not, does not move the needle. Solis, useless, does not move the needle at all. However, the Cassia buff, plus 12, was one of the worst buffs I have ever seen. And you can see the testing going down because even the Solis buff is way way stronger than the Cassia buff. So since Celise, Nautilus, and all of these buffs were so strong, she does not belong in the C tier whale list anymore. So Ogier, he didn't get a buff, he got a buff already. So does any of these units move up to B tier? So Lily, not Celise, Feint, all got buffs this patch. So Lily buff is good, does not really promote her over Ogier, not going up. Nautilus buff, her fixed counter rate increase is not that impactful pre and post buff. You can see the testing. The 25% fix is applied differently. Celise is decent. However, you have to die to trigger the new buff. So not going to replace Ogier. Feint, not going to replace Ogier. If I were to move a unit down, it would be Ogier from this list. Now, Winkle buff, really good. It cements her place in B tier. Very good Winkle buff. Tulu buff, garbage. But again, it's plus 12. He's already a good support to G Murphy. You have to run him for its technical damage increase. Does not move him up or down. So all of these units are set. Now the Agrippa buff on paper is good. I don't have a plus Agrippa to test, so I'm not going to change it. She's not moving. These two buffs are fucking dog shit. Not moving the needle. Not moving the needle at all. So the E3 tier list. I need to add Arachne to the E3 tier list. Now for the E3 tier list, Arachne is probably going into A tier. Without question, A tier, E3 tier list. So for this, we're going to fucking move a unit down. So who are we moving down? Because Arachne got added to A tier on the E3 tier list as a support. Let's see. Karen is good for most new players starting out. This is good. This is good. This is good. Obviously Salvador. Obviously Caucus. So the weakest one out of all these for a new player account is Lily. You don't need that much defensive power when you're starting out at E3, and her E3 doesn't change that much. And obviously this is better. So that concludes the E3 tier list change. Now, post, I am relatively confident in the placement of all the units now. Let me see. Anything else I would particularly change? Actually, I'm going to move Uvash down because if all these other units have been gaining in popularity and the new wheels are buffing these units rather than the Exalt unit, there's not a lot of units that buff the Exalt damage of Uvash, even though his buff is okay. Not that game changing. You're going to check the stream. Let me see. E3. Yep, I agree. Zoo and Vortex. You're right. I need to add Zoo and Vortex to this list. Thanks for reminding me. Thanks for reminding me. I need to add Zoo and Vortex. So where's Zoo? Because I add on this tier list and I only do the other tier list. Once. So is Zoo in here already? Zoo. Zoo is not here yet. So I'm gonna add her. So Zoo. Zoo plus 12. Her plus 12 is good. You can't deny it. I would say it's A or B tier. I'm gonna have to decide like who is she fucking better than. So she's better than every unit in B tier whaled out. Yeah, she's better than every unit there. So I'm gonna see if there's any unit I'm gonna replace her in A tier. Because she's guaranteed to go into B tier. So now I'm gonna decide if she's better than any of these units. Hamel is just too good of a general support. I can't move him down. Hamel's just too good because of his plus 12 and his Rouse card. It's too much good of a general support. Horla is too good. Miriam post buff is really good. Yeah, I can't. Because I would replace Caucus with Zoo. Yeah, Caucus will probably go down because of Zoo if Caucus did not get a buff. His buff is too good. So it has to be a B tier, unfortunately. She would be here. If it were to, she would be considered here if it weren't for the Caucus buff. Yeah, sorry, Zoo. You're going to B tier. I'm going to replace one of these units. So, Wailed out. Fucking Karen's going down. It's obvious. Cause Zoo is just a better Karen. Zoo is just a better Karen. And Vortex as well. I need to add Zoo down here first. So Zoo getting a good add here. So E3 Zoo is really, really, really good. So I'm going to start by comparing her to a low tier. Better than every unit in C tier. Better than every unit in B tier. So A tier. Better than some of these units. So yeah, A tier for sure. A tier for sure. Karen's going down. Same as the top list. Zoo's going up. So out of this, fucking Cassie is going down. Sorry. Karen's going up. Now we're going to add the last unit, which is fucking Vortex. Vortex. I did not add it here yet. Could have swore it is. Probably buried under something. So Vortex. I'm going to add it. Vortex, obviously, I already said in the video. Because she's going to A tier. Not because I like her kit. I hate her kit. I hate her as a unit. However, her fortress removal and her fucking gimmick is so fucking dumb. You have to put her here. Because she's the only one that can remove fortress. She's a pretty good unit at E0. She's going in there. I already stated why. So wailed out. There's no difference between a wailed out Vortex and a non-wailed out Vortex. There's like a very minor difference. She benefits the least out of being wailed out. So she's actually not gonna be up here. She's not gonna be an A tier wailed out. She's actually going down. Yeah. So let's replace. Yeah, I would consider her over Sangha for sure. I consider her over Sangha for sure. Actually, they can both stay. They can both stay. It's only 6 slots. Sangha and her can both stay in fucking B tier. Yeah. And she is considered a DPS, so E3 tier list. E3, again, nothing changed about her. But she's good enough for the fortress removal to be able to go here. She's good enough for the fortress removal. It does not mean that, yeah, I'm confident here. She's good enough for the fortress removal to go here on the DPS. Yeah, I'm confident in this. Yeah, some of the buffs are fucking insane. Some of the buffs are useless. Some buffs are useless. And it's almost time for Half Annie. I'm gonna end this video soon. So this is the community tier list. I'm just advertising this. During Half Annie, every Annie from now on, since the last stream was very popular, it got over like 100 viewers at times. And you can check the stream VOD. It got like over 1,000 views, and the video got like a lot of views by it being a 6-hour stream. People really liked it in NA. I'm gonna do another community waifu husbando stream for Half Annie. So I'm not gonna schedule it, and I'm gonna announce it. I'm gonna tell it here first. I'm gonna do another community waifu and husbando stream where you, the community, vote on the waifu tier list. You should put Arachne on the DPS side as well, since she can function that way as well. That is true. That is true. However, then I have to do it for G Murphy and stuff too. I'm probably only going to do this as a special one-time case for Goliath, and then remove him from that if another DPS comes out, because I want like one unit in each spot. Because I have Tawil twice, because she can survive both. But is Arachne as good as Tawil in the fucking DPS? Let me think before I consider that. Because I might consider that. Because I have to do the same for G Murphy. It wouldn't be fair to G Murphy. And G Murphy is a way stronger DPS than Arachne in that case, you know? And the reason why Tawil, because Tawil is labeled as a support, just like Arachne. However, she can function and copy cards. So, I'm gonna do something. Let's say... Okay, I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to remove Tawil from the support list. It opens up a thing and leave her in the carry side. Because she is used as a carry way more than support. And G Murphy is still used as a support sometimes. Yeah, I saw that in the thing. I saw that. The Chinese community is posting about that. The Horla bug. Yeah, I saw that. So, Yeah, this changed things. Sorry, this video is going too long, but you know how my videos are. So now that I have a room on this, I can have one more S tier support. Caster. Sure. Caster, you're going up. I agree. Caster's going up. Caster's going up. I'll still put Arachne in there because, again, she does have weaknesses for new players in general, so she's staying here. But if a future unit is trash but good enough to be in B tier, she would be the next unit I move up. If a unit enters B tier that's weaker than her but stronger than all these units. So yeah, if I'm gonna do that as a compromise, or move to Will from that, and yeah, okay, that's a change, because Arachne can be as a DPS, but I don't want to double dip too much. That's why in the future, if there's going to be another great DPS, I'm going to consider either removing Goliath from the support or the DPS tier. Probably from the DPS tier again. But right now, just to signal to players that he can be used as a DPS plus 12, I'm going to leave him there. Because again, my guides and every guide has labeled Goliath as a support for a year. So I'm going to leave him there so that new players can see that and realize he can be a viable DPS carry now. He can be a viable DPS carry now, post-buff. So, back on what I'm talking about, the community waifu tier list. I have my own waifu tier list right here with my opinion. Well, actually, I'm going to give... Okay, it's my waifu tier list update as well, okay? This is going to be the Flair's waifu tier list update as well. You have no decision on my waifu tier list. The community waifu tier list, I only chime in, I don't affect. You guys vote on that. This is my waifu tier list. So, where does Arachne go on the waifu tier list based on her lore? Based her on her lore and everything on the Flair's waifu tier list. She's not a child. So is she friends with benefits, childhood friend, or meta-defining wife? She does have a crystal orb and a lot of legs. I like her hair. She does seem capable and not a failure. She does seem like she can maintain a job, and she is clothed. Yeah. She's going into S tier as a waifu, for sure. Waifu as Bendo, Arachne, S tier for me. For me, S tier. Fucking let me add Vortex here. Let me add Vortex. Vortex. She is in rags. I hate her clothes. She speaks like a child. She's useless. She's going to children. I see her as a child. I see her as a child. Basically, I don't want to interact with her. She's a freak. Child. Actually, F tier. File a restraining order. She's not a child. That'll be unfair to all these children. File a restraining order. I'm scared of her. The fucking muzzle, her design, F tier. File a restraining order. So, let's see. What's next? Where's Zoo? There's Zoo. Where does Zoo go? I like her design. Is she better than any of the other units? No. Zoo feels like a childhood friend. A tier. Childhood friend tier. Not as good as a meta-defining wife. Above friends with benefits. You know her growing up. She's that rich girl. That's, yeah, childhood friend. Good enough. A childhood friend. Yeah, that is the Flair's waifu tier list. Now for the community tier list, how many people are watching right now? 36 people. So I'm going to stop the recording now because it's already 40 minutes. Actually, I'll leave this in. You guys are going to decide the new units, Zoo, Vortex, and Arachne on the waifu tier list for now. I'm going to place it as experimental because this is not going to be official. This is going to be what their baseline is. And when more people tune in to the actual announce, their position will be set. So let me go over this. So you guys are going to vote. Because remember, this waifu list their thing. Remember, we rate it by utility, design appeal, loyalty, parental skills, and skills in the bedroom. And we objectify everyone, men and women. It is equal predatory gazes. That's how we do it. And children, I'm not gonna rate children. They go straight into F tier. FBI. I'm not gonna play with that shit, dude. I'm not gonna play with that shit unlike other people, dude. If it's a child, I'm not gonna rate them straight into F tier FBI. We're not gonna even discuss it. They're not even gonna be a factor. So where is Vortex? Right here. I'm gonna leave this. Actually, that video is too long. People are not gonna watch it, so I'm gonna make it a separate video. So this is a spur of the moment community waifu tier list. You see the chat on the side. They're gonna vote. I'm gonna do polls on where these units go on the waifu tier list. So we're gonna have, what we do is competition. It is competition. This is the grading factors down here. Utility, design, loyalty, parental skills, and not safe for work skills. We objectify both genders. And these are the 3 units we're going to go over. Vortex, Zoo, Arachne. You can type your cases for each of them, but we're going to rate each factor. So, for Zoo, her utility. Difference? General tier list is all content, all investment levels, what they use. So I take into effect Arc 1, Arc 2, and whether you should invest in them. Are they worth to use your pools on, for example? How much pool you get how much value you get per pool for a player to invest in teams. So, this video gotta be long. So, for example, units like Manchette, Pollux are low because they have no vuln, no utility, does not go into many teams. For example, they are not good in building out new teams, multiple teams. They have to have very specific supports to support them. So it's less bang for your buck than, let's say, a Hamel, for example, which can be a great support going to the new every team at E0 S tier. E0 S tier, good at all investment levels, good pool, recommended to pool for always. You can use them in any team you want in the future. Same with Caucus, same with Corporal, fill a variety of teams. So back to the waifu tier list. Back to the waifu community waifu tier list. So let's see. Zoo. So, what is her utility? Let's think. What do they provide in their relationship? What are they a freeloader? What is her wife skills? So let's see, what can she do? Is what I'm asking. So let's zoom out. There we go. So let me see here. Grading factors. And go here. Yeah. So she can obviously cook queen. She's a noble. She has money. She can get whatever you want just by mesmerizing right people. All right. Discounts. You're right. Discounts. She can give a lot of discounts. Money and discounts. That's already good. She seems, design appeal. So this one, I'm gonna have you guys vote. So how would you rate her in design appeal? So I only have 4 numbers. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 1 is the highest. Think of 1 as S tier. So how would you rate her design? How would you guys rate her design? Let's go over that. How would you guys rate her design? Like, ignoring any lore, ignore anything. Just her pure design itself. How attractive or unique do you think it is? One being, so I'm going to do an aggregate of it. Yeah, 7 votes. So while we're doing that, utility, money discounts. Huh. Is as comparable as any of these other units. So I'd say she's A tier. A tier utility. Hypnosis is very useful. A tier for sure. Get you power and influence too. Yeah. A tier. Design appeal. So looks like no one else is voting. 7 votes. I'm gonna end the poll. So it's 57% to highest what? Some votes for 4. So based on that, it's a B tier. B tier design. Loyalty. Okay, based on her lore, how likely is she to leave you for like Owen? How likely is she to leave you for another man? How loyal is she to you? Because we went over the loyalty list, and everyone rated Pollux as F tier loyalty. No one trusts Pollux to be loyal to you. No one trusted fucking Pandia or any of this. So how likely is she to be loyal? Let's say to you in a relationship. So what do you guys think? Based on her lore. I don't think there's anything about her lore that indicates either way. She doesn't know, but she's not been in any other relationships. So it's untested. It's untested. She looks normal behind the fan. Yeah. How likely? So I am unsure about this. Let's go next. Parental skills. Would she be a good mom or dad? Yes. She has hypnosis. She can like get any child under control. She should be a great mom. A loving mom? Yeah, S tier. Hypnosis? S tier. The loud fucking children? Yeah, S tier. So, how good is she? How experienced do you think she is in a bedroom? So, you guys, before I start the poll, type in your thoughts. Would she be good in the bedroom? To influence the other voters. To influence the other voters. What is your petition? Where is it? B tier loyalty. Find you interesting. Wouldn't be out you. She would if she got... That's true. Yeah, I agree with your assessment, Clockwork. B tier. Yeah. So... Because she's not going to be as good as Thighs. Everyone last time did this. Everyone says like Thighs is obviously going to be S tier in the bedroom. Same with Pollux was S tier too. Pollux and Thighs were voted as the 2 strongest units in the bedroom. When I was doing the waifu tier list last time, she's not close to them in my estimation. If the actual community were all voting, so it's only going to be below S tier for sure. So I'm going to do letters now. So A, B, C. I don't think she's F tier. F tier means like children. So fucking in comparison to every other unit. This is the not safe for work stuff. A, maybe B. A, maybe B. It could go in one way or another. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go B. Yeah, that seems good. So, Vortex. Now, since she's actually an adult, A, maybe B. Vortex. Vortex is going to be compete. So in comparison to Zoo, now that we have a baseline, her utility, I don't think she provides anything. She's homeless, underwater, poor, can't afford clothes. Yeah, she's homeless, underwater, poor, can't afford clothes. Yeah, dear to your utility. You can't even deny this. So this is adult physically. Mentally a child. That is true. I can place her directly into F tier. Mentally a child. However, people were like debating me last time and arguing whether G Murphy should be a waifu, and I conceded because G Murphy's older. She got pregnant and born. So, but I also put Winkle down there. It might be controversial, so I'm going to put her down here for now. I can reevaluate it later because she is mentally like dumb. So, Arachne. Let's go to Arachne because she is an adult. She can make her own decisions here. So, how would you guys rate Arachne's design in comparison to other units? So again, 1 being the highest. So this is Arachne's design. So her utility, she has physical orbs, spider legs. Yeah, I would say A tier utility. No, Daffodil is richer. Daffodil has way more money. So I would say B tier utility because she does have all those legs. She does have clothes. She is a schemer. She can help you out. Yeah, good schemer. Yeah. Design appeal. Loyalty. I don't think Arachne will be loyal at all. I think she's C tier or D tier loyalty personally. What do you guys think? I think she's C or D tier loyalty for sure. C or D tier loyalty. But it's up to you guys. What do you think? Not lighting my world on fire. Yeah, fortune gambling for her. So, let's see the poll for the design. A lot of people don't like Arachne. She got a lot of 4s. So, those of you guys who voted for, why don't you like Arachne's design? I'm curious. It's pretty generic. I don't have any opinion one way or another on her design. But why are you guys rating her like the lowest? I just need to understand, like, what's the argument against her design appeal? Because I think she's fine. She's not like one of the worst designs. But let's see, lots of 1s, lots of 2s, and so it's split between the 1s and equally between the 2s and 4s. So it's not universal. So everyone that got an S tier on design has like 90% votes in 1, like Dai's. Everyone loves Dai's design. I think she's the most popular design. So based on that, 50% 1s, 2s, and 4s. So that would land her in a B minus. That'll be a B tier. That'll be a B tier. Loyalty. Only a few chapters are out, so it's going to be unknown. I'm going to wait until all the story chapters are out. Parental skills. Spiders are bad parents. Spiders are terrible, terrible parents. Thank you, Alex. So, fucking parental skills. I haven't finished. The story is not fully finished yet, so we can't really say. But she's a spider girl. Spiders eat their babies sometimes. Only some spiders. Wolf spiders are very good parents. Is she a wolf spider? Is this like a racism against spiders? Am I gonna be canceled for being racist against spiders? Not all spiders, players. Not all spiders. She's one of the good ones. She's one of the good spiders. Stop this spider discrimination. Not all spiders are bad parents. So, I'm going to put unknown for now. For that. Unknown for that. Not safe for work skills. Again, I have to rate her F tier in the bedroom. Okay, Arachne, it's F tier in the bedroom. Because, if I know correctly, don't spiders eat the other person after sex? I might be wrong. Isn't that what spiders do? Now, the reason why I'm hesitant, because last time I said this on stream with 100 viewers for the waifu stream, people were like, flares, I want to be eaten. I said that for Agrippa. And there are people in chat who started writing fucking vor. Writing fucking vor saying, I would, or like, I don't know the community, dude. Do you guys want to be eaten? Black Widows do that too, yeah. And Agrippa in lore, she wants to put spider eggs inside of you. That's what she wants. And people are like, I'm cool with it. There are some people who are like, I'm into that. You fucking freaks. So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing for you guys. But for me, F tier. If any of these spider ladies want to put eggs inside of me, I would put them F tier. Get the fuck away from me. I don't want things inside of me. Yeah, it's controversial, I know. I don't want things inside of me. But it's your choice. So Zoo, based on the aggregate A, B, B, S, B, it's A or B. So right now, I'm going to place her outside for the starting tier in B. So Arachne, double B's, and a bunch of unknowns because of her lore. So with that, because of the unknowns, and since she's a little bit worse than Arachne, she's going to temporarily outside C. And then when I'm doing the community half Annie stream, we're going to see where it ends up. And all of these units can be repositioned. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck is with you freaks. But not all spiders are the same. I'm racist against spiders. Okay, not really. Because fucking they're better than a lot of creatures. Better than mosquitoes and flies. Yeah, spiders, some spiders are the good ones. I'm gonna be like half racist against spiders, okay? I'm fine with the good ones. What other things can I say to get me canceled from all the spider lovers here? What are good? Oh, I love Jeff. I love Jeff and fucking Billy Manny. I like some spiders in fiction. Actually, maybe I'm turning around on spiders because there are a lot of spider girls in other pieces of fiction which have good lore. Maybe I'm turning around on spiders because they're not as bad as mosquito and wasp. They're not as bad. I'm fine with spiders in my house. Yeah, so that concludes this video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. But I'm gonna do this fucking thing, and I'm gonna go over the story. For a story highlight, I'm just gonna do this fucking daily, because I did not do this yet. So, this boss. Okay, what do I need to do? Do achievements. Oh, I did everything. Okay. I can run whatever team here. Normally, I just do a basic G Murphy team. But, where's my G Murphy team? Because that's like one of the fastest ways to do this, especially with the G Murphy buff. Where's my G Murphy team? Where the fuck is my G Murphy team? Copy. I should probably buy this. How much sediments I have? I have a lot of sediments. So this slot is going to be my, whatever team. Fuck. So it's slot 10. I wish we can label these. Like not Lumen numerals, just like fucking... I don't know why I keep pressing that. I I wish we can label, like, I know we can label the name. I'm talking about, like, label the side. I want the names or pictures. I want pictures, not numbers. Because I'm like, I don't remember what numbers which. All I remember is, like, the first 3 numbers. I know that this is Arc 1 story, main team, fucking cap. I know the first 3 numbers. I don't remember the rest. So let's grab, this team I'm going to keep, like, permanently. Just grab damage amp. And damage amp. So Tulu. Sorry about that. Sorry, guys. You know that if I stream, I cough a lot. So, fucking Cerberus. This boss is whatever. I don't really care about this because they nerfed the story mode that you don't really need to fucking care about reading this shit anymore. Waltz, waltz. Grab this. Rouse her. Get started on the scaling. And nothing else I want to do besides this. And get rid of this because I want more draw. I can probably kill it turn 2, but I'll wait. Do Abyss Order. Do this. Okay, for next turn. And next turn I'll kill. That's our Vol next turn. It's the event. No one cares. I can Tulu Exalt first, but it's a waste of time. This should be enough damage to kill. Normally you would Tulu Exalt first, but again, this is enough damage. Bye bye. I think I do the same thing on Madness. I do it on G Murphy because she's really fast, and you don't need to think about any boss because she's broken. Like, there's not that many ways to play G Murphy. It's pretty easy. Oh, unfortunate. I can't get the Rouse turn 1. So we're going to have weakness for the burst. We didn't get the Abyss Hymns. So we want to Rouse her first, unfortunately. Chosen one on her. We're at 3 slots. Posse. Waltz. 2 slots. I mean 2 cards. We have both Abyss in our hand. We're gonna play 1. Play the other. Reshuffle. We have no Abyss there, so that's good. We can get an Abyss now. Play a Waltz because we're gonna redraw a deck next turn. Play this. None of these help. We don't need the, you know, we want to keep the fucking thing on her. So get rid of the Waltz once again. We want to draw next turn. Do we have one Lemuria in our deck? We do. So rousing. Miriam. Keeping this in hand for next turn. Let's get the Goliath up. we have 4 stacks, so we can afford to white stance. So next turn, we're going to kill. Get rid of this. Red stance. 2 exalt. See if we can't get rid of the weakness. Abyss, Abyss. Oh, fuck. That's my bad. Transition. That's my bad. Because I forgot to fucking change that turn off. Because I have to fix every button. That's my bad. Do. Yeah, Pete Morimens streaming. Yeah, I don't pay attention. Yeah. Yeah, speak. And it's dead. Waltz. Oh. Well. They didn't need to do that much, but better be safe than sorry. I don't understand the G Murphy buff, to be honest. Why they did it. I read all the story at the same time. I haven't read it yet on stream. But I'm just blazing for the story right now. Anything else I need to do? Any questions, just ask. But otherwise, I'm going to end the stream. Yeah, these are pretty bad value. Blah, blah, blah. The one thing I hate about the dailies is you have to click. It's very minor nitpick, but do this. I don't like that. Is there a claim all? There's probably a claim all button I'm missing. I already did. Didn't I? I just did. Did I not? Oh, I did not. Yep. I'll do that now. I'll do that now. Let's yeah, I'm fine here. Pikmin. And Pikmin would go. I'm not streaming that, it's just a few things. And I'll move her down. Yep. Okay. Done. Curriculum, collect all. Let's see. Do I have any more pulls? No more pulls. Am I supposed to get fucking standard pulls? Wait. Where's the fucking... Hold on, I'm gonna check something. Curriculum. I hate the new fucking thing. So, boom. Pure core. Yeah. I got pure core. Oh. I hate this. I hate this. Since it doesn't show the pure core stuff, it's just this stupid new ethereal core. Up there. I was like, where are my pure cores? You have to go down here to see it now. I hate it. Nitpick as usual, but I hate it. So I have a lot of dupes. I just need to figure out who I want to plus 12. Maybe Nymph? Nah, I'm gonna pull more Chaos. Anyone close to plus 12 that I want plus 12? No. I'll save it right there. Because I am going to pull more Chaos banners because they're universal teams. So Chaos units are always good. Chaos units are always good, so I'm not going to use this on any Chaos units. If I want to use it, I'm going to use it on blue or Ultra units because I'm not going to pull on those banners usually. So if I were, because I have too many blue units already. So Solis on Sangha are the two I would consider for the plus 12. Because you can use her in D-Tide, Sangha and D-Tide. Hell, it does not move the needle. Yeah, all the Carol units don't matter either. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I'm going to stop the stream now. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.